Welcome back to IELTS Listening. Today you will learn about how to identify the speakers in conversations. Now, the thing is, in the IELTS listening test, section 1 and 3 are conversations between 2 or 3 people. So, it is critical that you are aware of the number of speakers and who is speaking at each particular moment. That is the only way for you to understand the content of the conversation. In section 2 and 4, you will hear only monologues with one speaker, so identifying speakers is less important. However, sometimes you may hear another speaker introducing the talk or asking questions, so this skill is still in use. Let's first listen to a short conversation and try to guess who the speakers are and what helps you figure out their voices.
Good morning, Harrison's Travel Agency. How can I help you?
Oh, good morning. I'm thinking of going on a skiing trip. Can you tell me about any good offers on at the moment?
Okay, so you see that there are 2 speakers here, one travel agent and a customer. Since there are words like a travel agency, a skiing trip, and good offers. You can easily figure out their voices since there are probably one older female as a travel agent, and the customer is male. Now, let's listen to 2 more examples and try to do the same.
Welcome to the York Hotel. Are you checking in?
Yes, that's right. My name's Bob Clark. I've got a booking.
Great. I'll just get a few personal details from you.
Well, I don't think I have any more questions. Is there anything you'd like to ask me about the job?
Yes, I was wondering if it involves a lot of travel and what the working hours are.
Okay, so you see that in the second conversation, there's a hotel receptionist who has an older female voice and a guest who has the voice of a male. And we know that thanks to the words like hotel, check-in, or booking. In the third conversation, there's a job interviewer, an older female's voice, and a job applicant who is a male. Words that help us are the questions or ask about the job. See, identifying the speakers is really helpful, particularly in cases when you have to listen to a long conversation with different speaking turns, which does happen in the real IELTS listening test. Being able to determine who says what can actually affect how you choose the answers. Now, when you're able to figure out the speakers in a conversation, you'll see that each speaker has a specific purpose in mind when they talk. It is called function of language. We use different language for different functions. Put it simply, we use different words to mean different things. For example, when you hear, "That's a good idea," you know that the speaker is agreeing with you. When you say, "Shall we go to the cinema?" you are actually suggesting your friends to go there. What are the common language functions that you need to know? In this table, there are different functions that are commonly used in the IELTS listening. They are agreeing, correcting, rejecting or disagreeing with an idea, suggesting, confirming, moving to a new topic, checking information, and showing anger. How are we going to express these functions in words? Let's look at this example. There are different ways of saying different functions here. First of all, let's listen and complete the sentences.
1.
What about getting her a new bike?
2.
That's right. We arrive on the 22nd of July.
3.
That sounds great. Let's do that.
4,
I don't think I'd enjoy that one.
5,
You said you'd prefer to have the party outside, is that right?
6,
Actually, it's just gone up to $250.
7,
Now, what about accommodation? Where would you like to stay?
Have you filled them all? Now, let's have a look at the answers. The yellow words are the words that show functions. Now, can you put these words into different functions that we mentioned before? Let's compare answers. So, to say you agree, say, let's do that. When you want to correct something, say, actually. When you want to reject or disagree with an idea, say, I don't think. What about is used when you want to suggest something. You can confirm the idea by saying, that's right. You can move to a new topic by saying, now, what about? And finally, is that right? Is a phrase you use to check the information. So, those are the basic functions that you might encounter in the IELTS conversations. However, language functions are not limited to these. So, try to get yourself exposed to different functions in the English language, and you'll see how far you understand any English conversation. Now, to recap, it is important in the IELTS listening test that you are able to identify who is speaking in conversations and thus their speaking purposes or the language function that they use. Well, that's clear by now. I hope you find this video useful for your listening practice. See you in the next video. Bye!